Welcome, folks, to the Webster Conservation Commission. Today is Wednesday, November 12th, and current time is 6:06. We want to make sure that, just so you know, that Commissioner Jewell and Commissioner Candace are not present. And so we'll move forward with the RDAs, and unfortunately we don't have any, so we'll move right to public hearings. Sorry about that. We have a couple of NOIs. Unfortunately, none of the NOIs have DEP numbers, so we're going to be continuing all of them. But we are fortunate to have Glenn Kravowski here representing two of these. So we'll start off with 224 Killdeer Road, and we'll have Commissioner Taco read our public notice.
In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended, the Wetlands Protection Act, a public hearing will be held on notice of intent filed by Stephen Gordon, owner, and Glenn Kravowski, EBT, Environmental Consultants Representative, to determine whether the demolition and construction of a new retaining wall at 224 Killdeer Road in Webster, Mass., Assessor ID 58_A_19_1, is subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and local wetland bylaw. The public hearing will be held in the Board of Selectmen Meeting Room, second floor, Webster Town Hall, 350 Main Street, Webster, Mass., on November 12, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any person interested in the application or wishing to be heard should appear at the time and place designated.
It's reasonable, sir. Okay, thank you, Commissioner Taco. Joey, you want to give us an update here?
All right, this filing has been submitted, it is complete. I did stop over there, take some photographs, so I'll take you through them now before we can turn it over to Glenn to give his presentation on what's being proposed. So here's the retaining wall. It's an old railroad tie retaining wall behind 224 Killdeer Road. Not in the greatest shape. It's failing in a few spots. It's definitely up out of the mean annual high water line of 480. So here's the area that's failed. It's pretty a long wall, but it definitely is in need of an update. So here I am on the other end of the yard. You can see all the way down. Yeah, it's pulling away from the lawn there. And that's what I've got for photographs. So with that, I think we can have Glenn take us through it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Glenn?
Yes, just a replacement of the wall in place, and it will be stone and mortar when it is replaced at the same elevation that we have now. We do have elevations at the bottom of the wall at 479.62, generally in the center, and on the left you'll see that 479.83. We're saying that we're going to make sure that there's no increase in elevation of the land directly below the wall when it's being dug out to put the footings in order to ensure that to DEP and to you that there's no fill in the floodplain. That 480, you can see it coming along from the right-hand side, which would be called east. And then it ties in. So there's some land below the wall that's above the floodplain on both sides. And then in the center, the sand is a little bit lower, and that's why it is in the floodplain. The toe of the slope is 479.62, 480 being the floodplain. So it's barely, the sand at the bottom is just tenths of feet, 4/10 plus or minus in the floodplain. Our job again is to prove to you through as-built that we're not filling anything. And also with the offsets in the lake, we'll ensure that the as-built shows that the wall is exactly the same position that it's in. The one thing different, we did have steps extending out beyond the wall on the plan, on the original plan, and these steps are recessed in. So there's a slight increase in the flood storage of the lake by not being out in the lake, but being recessed in. That's the plan. We did flag the wetland boundaries The last plan that we did send to you has wetland flag 1 on the left and 1 on the right. This is not the final plan. We did move the erosion controls in. Instead of being out there in the lake, which made no sense, we sucked them all the way to, well, I have them. They're right within 7 feet they're in the sand and not in the water, which didn't make sense for sediment to go into the lake if it was going to occur. It is a flat yard, so we might say that there's less likelihood that we're not going to disrupt the land up in that grass, except for a couple feet just to build the wall. And we don't have, in most a lot of lake lots are pretty steep going to the water. And again, this one's flat to the water. And 483, you can see on the right-hand side above it, so it's not a quick incline. Again, erosion controls in place, 55-gallon spill kit, stockpile location. We don't see the need for a stockpile, but it is there. We did show an access way to the back to the road. And we will follow that to ensure we're not going through any other structures, any trees. No, it's lawn. There's no trees out there. Well, there's one oak. You can see an 18-inch oak on the west side. No, we're not touching that oak. That's the plan. I'm going to ask for a continuance on this one, and and if I could get that, I'm supposed to be in Warren at 7:10, and I'm heading out. I'm going to continue my next meeting after this also, because I have to be there to close that more interesting hearing.
Thank you, Glenn. Any questions here?
No, just will we be able to add no addition to any sand on the lake side of the wall?
I don't think it'd be part of this project.
On projects like this, I usually do a standard order in there that says no additional beach sand if someone's got a natural shoreline like this, so.
How about chapter 91?
We're out of 479. 479 is this is not a wall in the lake.
No, I meant dock.
From the top. Yeah.
What we expect that we're going to see that in the
Yeah.
order of conditions.
It's
for chapter
standard
91
now,
is going
so.
to be required.
Usually you have
As
it on
all
your
of
plan.
yours.
Usually you have it right on your plan, so. That's okay. I got you.
We'll take it. I'll make sure that it's on our future plans. I don't remember always putting it on the plan, because we know we have to come back in front of you for an RDA.
Okay. Anything else, folks? Any questions? All right, in that case, we're looking for a continuation to, when's our next meeting?
24th,
The
right?
24th.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to extend 224 Kildare Road to the 24th meeting.
Thank you.
Second.
First by Commissioner Taco, second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Now we'll move on to 72 Upper Gore Road, and we'll have the public meeting read by Commissioner Taco.
In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended, the Wetlands Protection Act, a public hearing will be held on a notice of intent filed by Dorota Ochocha, pardon my pronunciation, owner applicant, and Glenn Kravosky, EBT, Environmental Consultants, Inc., representative, to determine whether the construction of a new house with a septic system at 72 Upper Gore Road in Webster, Mass., Assessor ID 63_B_19_2, is subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and local wetland bylaw. The public hearing will be held in the Board of Selectmen Meeting Room, second floor, Webster Town Hall, 350 Main Street, Webster, Mass. On November 12, 2025 at 6 p.m. Any person interested in this application or wishing to be heard should appear at the time and place designated.
Thank you, Commissioner Taco. Joey, you want to give us an update here?
Sure. This, again, is a complete application to us for a new dwelling and septic system. If you remember back in the spring, we had an issue with some clearing being pushed into a wetland in the back. We did enforcement. Everything has been taken care of with that. Now they're just looking to move forward with development of the lot. So not much has changed. They did have to get a crew in here to do the septic system test pits. And there's just a little bit, Glenn, there's just a little rock over here. I don't know what's going on with that, but the excavator's been parked there for several months now, so there's been no real activity on the site. So that's where the site's at. No other activity beyond where that's supposed to be. And with that, I'll turn it over to Glenn, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you again. We're waiting for Rare Species to respond back to marble salamander habitat. We did have a letter from them on the other notice of intent for the restoration. This is Grand Trunk Railroad grade is what we're looking at as a wetland that was cut down into the water table. And as we know, many areas where that Grand Trunk, at least along Upper Gore Road, is a wetland because it was cut deep in many locations. It doesn't pool water, so we showed pictures of rare species. We're expecting a similar letter that we received the last time, that there's no overwintering habitat or summer or pooling habitat, which your marbles would need. They're one of the abysmuses that do overwinter as a larvae, juvenile, in the water and then come out in the spring. And again, so they need pool and they need water nearly year round in order to be marble. And the other thing is just, again, the septic driveway house. And as Mr. Wigglesworth had stated, we did pull all of the fill material on the backside out that already has, I think we went for a certificate of compliance. We're going for a certificate on the other old order. There, we went right down to the original A horizon. We're pulling out the fill over this, all the stumps, the logs, everything came out. We oversaw it. And we restored the small piece of wetland at the toe of the slope, which was altered by removing, again, all fill material off of the, in some cases, O horizon, other cases, just a dark A horizon. And that's what we look for when we're restoring, if that stuff hasn't been scraped up and then fill put on top. This was where fill just went on top of the old topsoil. We're going to request a continuance because and we can take this, if the chairman so would, then I'll take up any other questions at the next meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a good
All right,
evening.
folks, looking for a continuation?
Making a motion to continue
Thanks, Glenn.
72 Upper Gore Road.
So,
Is that the correct DEP number that's on that? Or-
no, there's no DEP.
good.
No,
Well,
that
it was
isn't.
assigned with the DEP.
It's going to be a different DEP
It's gonna be
number.
different.
Yep. That DEP number was for the enforcement order. Glenn had filed an NOI to do the remediation in the back. Remediation is complete, and now they're moving forward with an NOI for the dwelling.
Any questions well, before we take on this, we're jumping the gun a little bit, because we can have a discussion here with Joey. Any questions for Joey on this project?
One potentially silly question. In the letter, it says they're doing preform grading. Was that supposed to say perform grading?
I'll have to look into that.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I
what
never heard of that
preform
either.
grading is.
That's probably perform.
I think my other question was that area between the septic tank, that's steep, what was that going to
Okay.
be? Is that going to be
The
grass?
applicant is left, and
I
we
know.
shouldn't discuss
I-
it. So he requested a continuance, so.
Okay, fair. If you should have a conversation with him regarding that area between, it'd be great to know. Okay, so we have a first by Commissioner Taco for continuation to November the 24th.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Sharon. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. Good. Is hearing none, so the motion passes 5-0. Okay. Next up is 325 Thompson Road. We don't have a representative here, and we don't have a DEP number here, so we're just going to need a motion to continue this to the 24th as well.
Make a motion to continue to 25 Thompson Road to 24 November meeting.
First by Commissioner Taco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Okay, next up is action items. So we're moving on to the ratification of the enforcement order for Zero Oak Drive. Joey, want to give us an update on this?
Sure. We have received several complaints from the residents of Camille Drive. Camille Drive is off of Sutton Ave, and at the end of Camille Drive is a heavily wooded, rocky area. So I went out there to take a look at it. There's been extensive clearing in this area. A developer has purchased the property. There is some wetlands beyond the tree line here. As far as clearing, more than 10,000 square feet has been cleared, so that trips stormwater, so he needs a special stormwater permit through zoning. So right now he's halted, no more activity on the site. He did ask me if he could remove these rocks, I told him just this pile here, far enough away from a wetland, but aside from that, no other activity. He's been extremely cooperative. He's been working with Ann. He's been working with me. He has hired Glenn. Glenn has gone in and done erosion sediment controls and has, from what I understand, delineated all of the wetlands as part of what I put in the enforcement order. So just to catch you folks up to speed on the enforcement order, I laid it out all in here. Sebastian, the building inspector, and myself had gone there. On these two, the gentleman actually owns three lots that adjoin in a, like I said, a wooded area. This talks about my findings, and then let me get to what we're here to discuss. So as far as no further work is to be performed, and an order of conditions is to be given, it said that he needs to hire a wetland scientist, which he has, halt all activity until further notice from the Conservation Commission, install and maintain proper erosion sediment controls as directed by the wetland professional scientist, which he has done. Comprehensive restoration plan must be submitted to the Conservation Commission as soon as possible. And then I cited that failure to comply with this order can mean bigger business. So, like I said, he's been very communicative. He's stopped in the office and at least 4 or 5 times in the last 2 weeks. So we just need to ratify, which is approve this enforcement order. It makes the enforcement order official. And then we move into, he needs to hire an engineer. He needs to file a proper notice of intent. So he knows that. Glenn's obviously on it. So I've been in touch with Glenn, and Glenn's, told me that he's going to be getting that stuff in order. So.
Okay, excellent. Any questions?
Joey, did they actually clear wetlands, or they're just encroaching upon it?
No, from what I understand from Glenn is he's about 130 feet from the buffer zone. So we got there just in time. It'll be interesting to see what I'm sure Glenn's going to have some LiDAR done or some plan that shows here's the wetland areas and this is what we're doing. So, no immediate wetland was filled or impacted, which is really good. So.
What was the purpose of clearing the land? Is he going to build?
He's planning on putting in, I believe it's 4 to 6 houses, depending upon what can be engineered to go there. And his intention also, and it all depends on what his situation is. He wants he doesn't want to enter from Camille Road. He wants to enter from Oakwood. So let me show you folks, GIS where we're talking. So you go down Sutton Road and not too far. There we go. All right. So here's Camille Road and here's Oakwood Drive. And right now it looks like the two connect, but they don't. So Mr. Merrick owns this lot, and this lot. So he has cleared this area into this area and along here. And he wants to enter from Oakwood Drive because Oakwood Drive is a public throughway now. As of last year, we accepted it, if you remember right, as a public throughway. Camille Drive right now is still considered a private road, and you can't enter a small subdivision off of another small subdivision. So he did express to me that this Deer Run area that's called, well, this is a CR property, but in this area here, he can't do anything with it, and he would consider donating it as conservation land to tie into that Deer Run. So I thought that was a nice gesture based on, how the wetlands are all mapped out and whatnot. This is actually Sucker Brook, so this is our feeder for the lake. So he doesn't want to disturb it.
Thank you, Joey. So in addition to ratifying this enforcement order, do we want to do a continuation, or we just want to wait to let that take its course?
I would probably, why don't we ratify it tonight? And if you folks want to maybe kick it out to the December, I can give you an update in the first meeting in December.
Okay.
And I'll touch base with Mr. Merrick and Glenn and find out where things are. I have to send them the paperwork saying that. We've ratified and his enforcement order is official. So
Do you have a date on the December? I don't have
it's December 9th.
that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's do this in two separate motions. First, we want to ratify the enforcement order as written.
I make a motion to ratify the enforcement order for 0 Oakwood Drive as written.
First by Commissioner Sharon, second by Commissioner Taco. All those in favor, folks, I need to see either a hand or hear you in order to give your accurate measurement as to your opinion here. So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, 5-0, motion passes. Thank you. Next, we need a motion to continue this to December 9th.
I'll make a motion to continue 0 Oakwood Drive to December 9th meeting.
Second.
First by Commissioner Taco, second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Excellent. Moving on to amendment to an order of conditions. This is DEP 323, 1194 67 Colonial Road. Because this is, we need to have our clerk read the meeting notice, please.
In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, as amended, the Wetlands Protection Act, a public hearing will be held to amend the order of conditions associated with the notice of intent, DEP number 323-1194, filed by David Arnold, to determine whether this amendment for 67 Colonial Road in Webster, Mass., Assessor ID 39_A-50_1, is subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and local wetland bylaw. The public hearing will be held in the Board of Selectmen Meeting Room, second floor, Webster Town Hall, 350 Main Street, Webster, Mass., on November 12, 2025, at 6 p.m. Any person interested in this application or wishing to be heard should appear at the time and place designated.
Thank you, Commissioner Taco. We're going to get an update from Joey, then and entertain any public comments following that.
Okay, so Mr. Arnold and his daughter Ashley have been communicating with me. They want to move through, or continue to move through this remediation process to be able to close out their order of conditions. They've met all of the other items that are on their order of conditions, including what is in the option 2, which is the agreement that we made with him for him coloring outside the boundaries of his wall. So the only item that is left on here is the amendment to the order, which is the language that we approved, that we would amend his order and add this language in perpetuity. So you have in front of you the amendment for his order of conditions to add this language into the in perpetuity. It was designed so that no more walls, no more hardscape, no more impervious ends up on the property. So all we need to do is just, if you want to read through it, and we just need to approve this language, the amendment. I'll amend this, and then the plan is to then put him on the 24th, which would be our next meeting. We'll lift the enforcement order finally because he's met the agreements, and then issue his COC, and finally close out 67 Colonial.
Can I ask a question? I perhaps heard wrong, but the DEP number he read and the one that's written is different from what my ears
Yeah,
heard.
it is different.
322-1194.
He said 5.
It's-
It's
Oh, cool.
323-1194,
Yeah,
and that says 323.
32311, it's
Right, and there it's
1194.
323-1194.
Okay.
that's right.
All right,
I don't
so
know if that's significant.
is it written on the ad as
Yeah,
990?
it's 323-1194.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so it's
I heard
correct.
5.
That's fine. I thought I did too.
Okay,
That's all right.
For the record, it
Okay,
is-
so that's correct.
okay.
Any other comments, folks? Here. All right, in that case, I'm looking for a motion to approve the language as written.
I'll make a motion to approve the language as written, amendment to order of conditions, 67 Colonial Road.
First by Commissioner Taco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Excellent. So I wondered if folks had a chance to look at the meeting schedule that Joey spent so much time putting together and looking at all different aspects of town life. And is any problems here? Anybody can foresee?
I glanced at it quick, but August 17th, I'll be away.
Okay,
And so will I.
okay.
And December 21st, I won't be here.
And August 3rd, I'll be away too.
Okay,
February 17th, I'll be away.
The only concern I had would be the Monday after the 4th of July there, the 7/6 potential. I don't know if it makes sense to move that to like the Tuesday just because people take long weekends. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's the only one I was concerned about as well.
all right, why don't we, like we did last year, because I have to book rooms, and it's either this room or the police station, so we can at least get the schedule booked, and then if we need to, I can put it on the agenda that we're going to vote to move a specific meeting. So perhaps we'll see what our agendas are looking like by like the 26th of May. And then, you know, we can get it on the agenda and get it moved in time.
Just curious on the August 17th date, if we were to slide that one day, would it make a difference?
Yeah, that week.
Oh, the whole week, okay, so it
Yeah,
doesn't.
the whole week, so you'd
Gotcha.
have to bump it up or back a week.
I got you, okay.
But thank you for asking.
Mhm. Okay, you folks didn't have any comments on that last case, did you? No, okay, just checking. I forgot to open up for public comments. All right, there is no public comments, okay, just for the record. All right, excellent. Do you need a motion on this?
Need a motion to accept the schedule as written.
Okay.
So I can get it on the calendar for the website and whatnot, so.
I make a motion to approve the Conservation Commission schedule for 2026 as written.
Second.
First by Commissioner Anderson, second by Commissioner Taco. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Okay, next up is the draft meeting minutes. Everybody have a chance to read those minutes? They're pretty small and not much going on there. Any discussion items here? Okay. Then we need a motion to accept them.
I'll make a motion to accept the draft meeting minutes, October 14th meeting.
First by Commissioner Taco,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Sharon. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Next up, discussion items, 71R Minebrook. This is the Weatherby property. Matt Morrow is not going to be available today, but we do have an update and some discussion on this. So Joe, you want to give us an update here?
Sure, let me just, his letter, Matt, couldn't be here tonight. Someone had passed away on his commission, and he has to assume chairmanship of his commission because he sits on a commission. So he was able to get a summary, recommendations, and conclusion to me today. In summary, as we know, this was an incident that occurred that the homeowner, landowner, did not know that they were really clearing a wetland vegetated area. Site conditions, there was invasive vegetation previously observed along the forested area of the stream. It's been successfully cut out. To date, shows no evidence of regrowth, which is great. The 5,600 square foot area of bordering vegetated wetland has regenerated naturally and vigorously. It is notably free of invasive species and demonstrates good hydrologic vegetation recovery. Matt's recommendations, some additional supplemental planting should be installed and to remain open and in the remaining open areas to improve overall density and stabilization. Naturally generating wetland should be left undisturbed, which has been left undisturbed, and from previous photographs looks great. The 100-foot buffer zone should be clearly marked out with posts, and signage should be put to prevent further storage and any activity in a jurisdictional area. And in his opinion, the site restoration has progressed positively with additional plantings and clear buffer demarcation. The area will continue to mature into a stable, self-sustaining wetland area. In my professional opinion, I think that the homeowner, landowner has done a great job with steering clear of the area that had been damaged the most. As we know from photographs and historical data, this has been an area that has been a dumping ground since 395 was installed. We've had good success rate with getting the invasives out and letting the natives take hold. I do think that some supplemental plantings do need to probably go in some remaining open areas, just to really help buffer the buffer zone. And then I would like to walk the 100-foot buffer zone boundary with the landowner once it is demarcated out, and we can determine how many wetland protection signs should go in. I think that that's a positive thing, and I think it's fair, reasonable. And obviously, we're talking about some additional plants going in, so at this point, I wouldn't recommend any plantings going in. We're already into the 30s and 40s. They won't survive the winter. So it doesn't make sense to spend resources, time, and energy on putting in plantings when they're not going to survive. But the buffer zone can get marked out. And I would like to come by and take some photographs and walk it once it's marked out. So Mr. Weatherby is here. So if anyone has any specific questions for Matt, he is here. So
Yeah, there's no timing issue here, is there? So if we wait till the spring, you don't have a issue? Okay. Okay, good. So the only thing I was thinking, Joey, was that we should have like a planting plan along with like the markation, so that we can also approve the plan going forward. So it's very straightforward. So once the work is done, pictures taken.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
I do, and Matt's narrative restoration plan, I think it just needs to be, I can ask him to update this as to what he thinks should be for enhancement. This is obviously the property. This was the area that got.
I think for the
Just
property
start.
owner standpoint, it'd just be nice to know exactly
Absolutely, yeah,
what's in, what the
so-
plan is.
yeah. I mean, we're 99, bless you. We're 99% there, so we just need to drive this home by spring and it'll be all set.
Any questions for us? Okay. Any other discussion, folks?
I would probably, Mr. Chairman, recommend continuing this out to, we've got our new,
Actually,
to, let's say the May 12th, I would say May 12th meeting would be good. In the interim, this fall, I can, in the next week or so, perhaps, if Matt's available, I can walk his property with him once he's got it all staked out. And I've got some markers that I can give you.
Need a motion?
yeah, so looking for a motion to continue to the 12th of May.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, 71 Minebrook Road, extend out to the 12th of May, 2026 meeting.
First by Commissioner Taco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
All right.
You're doing a great job with that, by the way.
Be in touch, Matt. Have a great night.
Have a great night. She's ready for bed.
Good night. So cute.
Okay, Joey, can we get a staff update?
All right, so update, excuse me. So I've obviously written the schedule. That takes some time because of all the variables that I need to avoid with doing that. So we've got our schedule, which is terrific. As you can see, there's been that increase in filings I knew was going to eventually come is starting to really trickle in. I think cool weather's here now and they're all panicking. I got to get my project approved. So I've been working with a lot of people with getting filings accurate. There's, as we know, Ann's last day is this week. It's on Friday. She wants to wish everyone well. It's been a privilege working with her. I've been in a few meetings. I am going to be absorbing some of her duties until until we have a replacement for her, which hopefully is in the pipeline. So I'll be doing a few things there. Goals for 2026, we're going to dust off the 2025, and I think we can build on it with a few things. So I'm going to talk with Rich. We're going to kind of come up with maybe one or two additional goal items to build on the education piece, and then maybe add one or two more items in, and hopefully, expand our goals for 2026. I like that idea.
I would just add to that, if anybody has any input there,
Absolutely.
please just email us to let us know that if you have any particular area that you're concerned about and would like to make it part of our goals for next year, I would be great.
If we know there's conflicts, then we're going to have to email you. That way you know well in advance if there's going to be any kind of quorum issue or anything.
Yeah, so anytime let us know the dates that you're not going to be able to attend. It's always better to know in advance so we don't schedule folks to come to a meeting that we can't have a quorum for.
Two more items real quick. I will be walking 114 Worcester Road, which is the scrapyard, to see his progression. He's excited to show me what he's done, so we'll see what more he's been able to get out of our stream corridor.
Is he still on phase one of that, or?
I need to check into that. I think he's moving. I think he's doing phase one, but the place is so jam packed. You got to move this to get this over here, and to get this particular pile a certain grade of metal, and this particular pile a certain grade of metal, and we want it away from the stream corridor, so he's playing kind of the shell game with his own property.
Great.
So I'm looking forward to meeting up with Mr. Lamusio on that. And then one other thing is, I just want to update you real quick. Across the street here, 415 to 433 Main Street, which we approved, DEP had intervened. They weren't happy with the riverfront conditions in the proposal of what we had come up with for riverfront compensation and mitigation. So they walked the property with myself and the property owners. They worked with the engineering firm, and the engineering firm readjusted the entire plan. They've moved the building from here, they've located it to the left, and the area that was supposed to be built in the back is now all plantings, and that's where the mitigation will take place. So DEP told me that what they'll do is they will withdraw their intervention. They'll drop their SOC intervention, provided that the applicant files an amendment process with us. So what we'll do is we'll review the plan again, see what they're planning, and basically approve their plan. DEP has already approved what they're planning, but we need to review it as the local board, and we need to approve it. So that's what's going on with that. So that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks. So that's what I'm anticipating.
So the restoration further down the river is not going to happen anymore?
No.
Okay.
So to be continued on helping out the riverfront area. So I got some ideas.
Because
on
we have to
that.
keep up with the agenda items.
Yes.
So the only thing I wanted to mention, so that we've had a few continuations, DEP seems to be a little slow on generating numbers. So we've gotten into a habit now of presenting these partial, like we open up the project and then we don't actually hear it until the following week. We've had some absences. I just want to remind everybody of the process. that you should be either reading the minutes and or watching the YouTube videos of the meeting that you missed. And then you got to make sure that you sign a Mullins form before the next meeting starts. You can't do it once it's already initiated, so that you can actually vote on that. What I'm worried about is that, we might have a quorum, but we don't have a quorum of people who can actually vote on the particular subject because you missed the last meeting. So just keep that in mind. Just do some homework, and then just sign that form before the meeting starts so that you can actually be a participant in the project discussion. Okay, with that, anybody ever have anything that's out there in the public want to throw out at us? I hope everybody's staying healthy and warm. All right. Excellent. In that case, we are looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
First by Commissioner Taco.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Anderson. It is now 6:52, and this meeting is closed. Thank you all. Mic's off.